All right, hello everybody. It's Sunday. I'm not gonna be having a face cam today. No one's probably here. No one knows they're gonna be streaming. And I tried resoldering my keyboard. So I got the left half has always been working, and the right half works if I like bend the PCB a bit. If I do, no, never mind. Can't even get this to work now. Well, anyway, I am bad at electronic engineering. Let me try plugging this in again. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's too bad. Hey, Kevin. Well, anyway, the left half does. I thought it'd be a nice thing. I have the lights turned off in the room, and it's like a cool effect to see the keys work. And I kind of had it working for this, and then I resoldered everything, and it doesn't really work. I'd love to figure this out. Huh. Well, there's one key working. Oh, well. Whatever. Yeah, so what I want to work on is challenge mode stuff. And the thought process that went through my head is I could do this off stream, but I didn't want to for some reason. And I think it's so that I could still blaze a trail while I was streaming. And I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to do something off stream, why don't I work on something else? But then I'd be working on something that's not as important. So we're going to work on the most important stuff, and it's going to be while streaming, and it just happens to be Sunday. I will stop blabbing about all this stuff. Hey, Soli. So let's go over to here. I actually did some work yesterday. Hey, who cares? I did some work yesterday, and I got done with, let me see if I can show that. I got done with a couple of things. I don't know how obvious it is because I don't really remember what I did. Let me look it up. What did I do? Oh yeah, I got sounds working on the title screen. Got a respec button. We had a reputation. We had a close button, and I refactored some code. It wasn't too much. Is athletics? This is illegal. Yeah, so now we have a perk points thing here too. A lot of this stuff can be fixed eventually, but now when you click this, it brings over to here. We got a reputation thing showing. There's no way to increase this. You can refund your points, which we don't have any. You could eventually buy that. There's an X button up here. And yeah, we have a start new challenge run, which used to be next to a close button, which is now up here. So yeah, in general, this is looking pretty good. So let's go get these new things working. All right, so I have the timer count up instead of down. I was thinking about this, and I thought if we have a time limit of, let's say, 35 minutes, like how should we figure out the gold, silver, and bronze divisions of this stuff? And I think we should just do 80%, 90%, 100%, and then, well, and I guess like wood or whatever, and then greater than 100%. UI is new. I feel like I missed a week worth of changes. It's only slightly new, right? Like this existed and this existed, but the bottom part is different because we don't have specializations now, and there's a difficulty track. So, and none of this is like, there's no point yet for any of this. All we have is one perk here. Start the run with level 1 increased appetite. There, that's it. Anyway, timer counting up. So I have challenge run details. And in here we have time remaining. This is going to be time elapsed. What happened to specializations? So specializations, just from a definition perspective, were some positive aspects, like start with X building / perks, and then negative aspects, the constraints that we had. They're replaced by this difficulty track are going to be the negatives, and then the meta perks are going to be the positives. They're kind of redundant. Hey, Galaxy Inferno. Hey, Divine Evil. Excuse me, what is this? What is this indeed? Yeah, so I just don't think there was a reason to have specializations anymore. And then there were some things we could have done with specializations, like specific challenges that wouldn't make sense elsewhere. We can still make standalone challenges. There can be the challenge track that we have here, where you click and you go upwards to level 20 eventually and have a ton of constraints there. And then there could just be a standalone one that says something like, you can't build any buildings, which probably isn't fun. But yeah, you couldn't put that in the middle of this track, or else every single thing afterward would also be, you can't build any buildings. This looks nice. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of changes behind this. A lot of wood behind the arrow, so to speak. Because over here, this was the general plan, like ease people into challenge mode. That's part of what's going to happen here. Excuse me, I really need to make a faster way to go back to level 0. But when you go to level 0, it says level 0 is the tutorial. So this will help ease people in. Then I think the most important thing is what we're going to be working on just now, which is make the timer ignorable. Right now, you start a challenge run and there's a countdown, and a lot of people feel pressure from this. So instead, there's going to be a count up, and you will have certain targets that will get you a gold medal versus a silver versus a bronze. and that'll result in different amounts of meta experience points. And in order to progress to the next difficulty level, you need to at least get bronze. So if there's a 45-minute timer, you can ignore it. You can complete it in 90 minutes if you want to, and you'll still get some meta experience, but you won't be able to progress to the next difficulty level until you beat this one. Now, with that said, if you're at 90 minutes, you need to eventually get enough meta experience so that you can bring this time down to 45 minutes. And after enough runs, that should happen. I mean, that's why these meta perks exist. Like, I don't have a way of granting them to myself, but imagine there were like 40 different perks here. If you just keep failing on level 3, you should eventually beat it by getting enough of these things. I started tracking my time with Emacs org mode, clocking in and out of categorized tasks. I think your type A brain would eat up. I used to use that. I used to use something called plain tasks for, I guess, Sublime or maybe VS Code. It was called To Do Plus at one point. Plain tasks. Is this some like... Huh. I wonder if it was just a typo they put in here. I'm kind of surprised it has 54 installs and no one's corrected the typo. Yeah, I used something like this a long time ago. Whatever. It's not worth trying to find. Maybe To Do Plus is easier. Yeah, this. And yeah, this had built-in timestamps. Do they have a picture of it somewhere? Yeah, stuff like this. Done, started. I thought that was pretty nice. But the timestamps didn't matter too much. Okay, so time remaining. We're going to make this time elapsed. And then that'll break everything. Time string for end screen. Let's ignore this part for now. This is time taken. I guess it's just time elapsed. Which means we don't need this here at all. Not sure if this is going to look weird. Time taken %. This isn't going to make any sense. All right, time remaining. Prevent ending the game in the 1 frame before this is freed. There's no immediate end of game, so I guess we don't need to do anything here. And this thing gets initialized. Time elapsed starts at 0. See, I don't think we need this. Time remaining equals that amount. Yeah, we don't need this either. Which means that time limit in minutes is probably unnecessary. See if we can delete time limit in minutes. Also, when this thing is working, doesn't this look super cool? The light trail. I think it's so neat. Unfortunately, it's not working on the right half of the keyboard. I'd love to figure that out because I find this mesmerizing. All right, what next? So this is going to be plus equal delta. Time elapsed. Format, time, minutes, seconds. Yeah, so this only goes to such a high number. And we never put hours here, but you could have hours. So we should probably see what happens when the time elapses like super high. See what happens. Super high. Should we add hours? Probably should. If I believe it or not, I love my wife more than I love this keyboard. Camera has some trouble focusing. I actually kind of like that effect, but yeah, I have the lights turned off. And basically, I'm just wearing pajamas. It's not very professional. All right, 10-minute warning. So we're going to need to change this stuff. And end game is going to need to change too. So all this code needs to be changed at some point. Change this code. Mr. Amazon himself. Mr. Bezos. How's everyone's weekend going? Okay, let's try this out. So it should build. And it should now have a time counting up. Time elapsed. Yep. Okay, cool. So this looks pretty good. There's no way this is going to cause us to lose, I think. Because there's no end game anymore. Just when you complete the game. And did game end? How do we check that? Did game end? Is game state is not equal to ongoing? I'm guessing if I just click this, it's going to say, yeah, so business succeeded. So it says time 28 seconds out of 45. That we're going to have to change. Money, difficulty. The rest of this stuff is fine. Let's take a picture of this. All right, so I have the timer count up. Have it bold which medal you're on track to win. So we need to figure out how many seconds does it take to get to gold, bronze, and silver. Where is this time limit in minutes? It's just set to the time limit. So each one of these had a time limit. I think they should still have a time limit. I just think we need to figure out, but nothing's using this, is it? This one thing is. I wonder how we make this clear to the player. It'll say something like elapsed time 27 minutes. And then we have these target time 35 minutes. Like what? I don't know how we're gonna do this. Gold at 28 minutes. I was thinking maybe we could highlight like which medal you're gonna win so far. So if the elapsed time is less than whatever you're about to get. So if you would win now, you'd get gold because 27 minutes is still in gold. We could bold this and do something like that. Alternatively, we could just show you what the next thing is. I don't know. Bronze less than 35 minutes. I mean, we could do this for now and then just worry about how to make this look better later. This is kind of what I'm doing with a lot of other things too. It's like this UI is probably not the best. This part's fine. But yeah, this is probably not the best. We might even want tabs just for this overall dialogue. But hey, it's usable. We got this stuff here. I wonder if I should do the same thing when it comes to the in-game UI. We just show you. Maybe we could put the little medal symbol next to this, like a gold medal showing that you're on track for gold. I kind of like that. Yeah, we don't have any graphics for a gold medal. I guess it would have to be a font thing, right? I feel that would still be pressuring those who voice concern. But in this case, it's not a time limit. It's a time suggestion. Yeah, I think it's just making you aware that the game is timing you, which is slightly different. I do think like having the game end because you lost, I think is where the bulk of the negative feelings came from. So I think it'd be okay to show you a medal next to this. Yeah, so I think what we should do is in the town menu, show the medal that you're on track to win next to the elapsed time. Then show the breakdowns in the tooltip. Okay, so we have a challenge mode thing here somewhere, right? Reputation per level. So public const float gold medal time limit multiplier. Then silver. Then bronze. And then if you didn't get any medals, then we don't need to put another thing here. Okay, and then we need a way to format these strings, format minutes, seconds, yeah. All right, so let's go to the town menu. There should be a tooltip here. Toggle skill. No. Challenge mode details. This has the tooltip. Time string for end screen. All right, here it is. So we need something here to tell you what the breakdowns are for all of these. You can always add a setting to hide the timer if people want to ignore it. Yeah, that's true. And I think it would be off by default because I want the timer showing for people who are watching a Twitch streamer play and they're just like, "Oh, what are the stats for that streamer? Are they trying to be competitive? Are they trying to do well?" And seeing the gold there for viewers would be pretty helpful. A dark storm. What the heck indeed. Don't show you medals until you beat the time. Something like Trackmania comes to mind. Though to count my own point, you're usually only spending a few minutes per attempt. Maybe we could just fade it out. Fade out the medal. Or draw, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Maybe we just don't do any of this stuff. But I need to at least put it in here. So current cumulative gold, target cumulative gold, newest difficulty modifier. So maybe we put this here somewhere. Target time. Target time comes from title screen dot challenge mode dot difficulty time limit in minutes. Yeah, there. So that's the target time. Now we need to separate out the gold medal less than gold target time. Silver medal less than silver target time. I don't like this at all. Yeah, something like this. Keyboard is nice. I like it. Hey, nice. It figured all this stuff out. Except for I wanted to format these things. BB code functions dot format time. You know what? Maybe then what we should do is we should figure out what the gold target time, bronze, and whatever else. So this would be like bronze time limit, which is the same as the regular time limit. Public int gold target time. Time limit times that. Cool. Put in the other ones. Import this. Cannot implicitly convert. Yeah, so this, the numbers won't always work out to be nice numbers, which means this is going to probably be a little bit weird. And maybe we should round it to the nearest minute. Like I ran the numbers here. It's 28 minutes, 31 and a half, 35, and then 36, 40 and a half, 45. Those are all pretty nice. There's no like 0.23 minutes or something like that. But I wonder if it's better to just say like, oh yeah, you to win silver, just do it in 32 minutes. It's certainly easier to look at. So yeah, maybe we have a roundup in time. This is in game source UI. Do we have some like number functions? Cause, job, scene, tree, building, movement, town debug. Maybe I'll make a time functions thing. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. I mean, it's a dead simple function to write. It's just a question of where do I write it. So let's try to figure out where's the most sensible place. Animation, battle, challenge, constant, C# function. Customers, enemies. I mean, I guess I'll just put it in challenge mode for now. Does anything else even need to use this? Nothing else has a timer. So yeah, let's just put it in here. Let's put time functions.cs. Okay, now let's go get any other functions file, fly functions. Yeah, just copy this. All right, so this is in game source challenge mode. We call this time functions. Hey, Sarah. And there's just going to be one function for now, which is, I guess like round num minutes up. I don't think this is interesting. Because isn't this just a math.ceiling call? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know why I did this. What types are we using to track the time stuff? It has timestamp, which I assume would have some of these out of the box. Just a double. Yeah, well, I mean, this works, I guess, but I don't know if there's a reason to do this. Okay, so all of these are going to be time functions round. All right, and then we put all of that over to here, right? So this is going to be gold target time. And then it should know how to fill in the rest of these things. Oh, except for I wanted these all to be formatted. Format time, minutes, seconds. No, this won't work. I just want minutes. At which point, I guess since we know these are minutes, we could just do format number. And then, oh man, this is ugly. Cannot implicitly convert from string to float. All right, that'll probably work. So we hover over this. Yeah, it looks stupid, but it does work. It says target time 45 minutes, gold less than 36, silver less than 41, bronze less than 45. There's some spaces missing. Maybe we delete the metal. I don't know what to put for this. What we also could do is we could just say something like, you are on track to get a gold medal. No, I think seeing the breakdowns is nice. I don't know. Also, it says target time is 45 seconds. That's a problem. Maybe it should say like medal breakdown. I I think target time is probably best. And technically the bronze time is the time that we're going to put here. And I'm going to pop up notifications every once in a while saying like you have 5 minutes left if you want to get the gold time. This formats it like that. Ugh. Yeah, let's just have it be bronze target time then. Maybe we delete the bronze bit here. And we just assume you know that that's what's happening. I mean, we can show you more details on the end screen. Like, here's why you got the medal you got. We probably need to do that if I don't already have that written down. Change the winning screen to show reputation calculation. Yeah, also show the medal calculation. You should know which medal you got and why. Okay, that's good enough for now. If anything would be in that tooltip where I'd show a medal symbol next to the times, maybe indented lines below the current time. Yeah, the indented lines could work. Target time UL /n gold. Let me see full on. Welcome in. Gold at it's less than this though. Maybe just something like this. Silver medal. And then /UL. I'm just going to keep testing this until something looks decent enough. Because I don't know what's best for this. It just needs to be good enough for the first bit, though. All right, so target time 45 minutes. Yeah, I put an extra parenthesis there, so just ignore the parenthesis. let's take a picture and let's zoom in on this. Oh, there also needs to be another space after the colon. We can even add metals to the front. Yeah, I think that would look pretty good. Maybe target time should not have anything here, and we should just put the bronze one after that. Yeah, maybe we delete this. Gold medals, silver medal, /n bronze medal. Okay. I think that'll be best for now. $36 minutes, 41 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah, it's good enough for now. Streaming that Sunday. I know, leap year. Welcome in though. Okay, so full disclosure. My wife is on a little trip, and this particular trip is very unique in that she's at a silent meditation retreat. Normally, when she's gone, we talk every day, but she's not supposed to use any devices whatsoever. So I have no real way of contacting her until she gets back tonight. And I didn't really have any plans because we got a pretty busy week coming up. So, yeah, I'm just like, well, I'm here alone. I was going to probably do some work anyway. I played a bunch of video games yesterday. I'll probably play some more today after the stream. So, yeah, why not do this? Plus, the other thing I realized is we're pretty close to having this be ready for playtesting. Like, this is the overall functionality that I thought would be harder to add in. Adding in meta perks and having the difficulty thing here. Changing this timer and stuff. Like, I could just say this is fine and move on now. And I'm kind of belaboring this a little bit. But then, yeah, once we get this done and once we get a couple other mechanisms done, we could actually playtest this. Borderline culty. I see you in the dark with a glow-in-the-dark keyboard. Yep. So we're semi-replacements for your wife? No. No one can replace her. I know you're kidding. Yeah. It's nice to have something to do on the weekends that isn't purely like, let's rot my brain. I actually don't mind that if I'm having fun playing a game. So yesterday I tried out Silksong. I did not like Hollow Knight, and for whatever stupid reason, the Switch 2 Pro controller doesn't work with Game Pass. Like, I loaded the game through Steam, and then I started the Game Pass version of the game, and it just would not work. And it would work in Steam, but I don't have the game on Steam. I have Game Pass, so I was like, well, I'm not going to pay for a game that I get for free. So I couldn't play with a controller. This game is not meant to be played with a keyboard. I don't care if someone out there plays it with a keyboard. It's not meant to be played with a keyboard. It's like super awkward. So I played for maybe 10 minutes or something, and I'm like, I'm not having fun. It's probably a good game. All right, anyway, the timer's counting up. We now have these gold targets. See if we can delete time limit in minutes. I don't think there's any reason for this to show up anymore, right? Num minutes per challenge. What is this? Oh, this is the end screen. We need to change how this works, I guess. All right, well, let's take the bronze target time. And then delete time limit in minutes. Excuse me, I had to cough. All right, that's pretty reasonable. Okay, so this is not finished yet. This is now deleted. Yeah. This is done. This is done, kind of. See what happens when the time elapse is super high. Should we add hours? Yeah, let's try it out. Let's set the time elapse to 120 times 60. So it's going to start at 120 minutes, which is not a problem. It'll just show 120 M, I believe. But should we show hours? Probably. Yeah, maybe just show hours if we need to show hours, which should almost never happen. What games take up your free time lately? It's mostly been the finals, and then a tiny bit of Slay the Spire. I find the same general problem with Slay the Spire, which is on the higher ascension levels. So like greater than level 15, the game is too hard for me. And I have to like solve a bunch of puzzles and play perfectly, and so it's more frustrating than not. The finals have been pretty fun. There's gonna be a new season on Wednesday. I've been doing the daily climbs. I've never tried one of those. I've played for like more than 100 hours. I've just never even clicked that. I have no intention to ever click it. I'm not interested for some reason. All right, what was I gonna do here? I was gonna go format this so that it would have minutes. This is just format number. It's just the elapsed time. This is the only place we even use this. Time taken, starting time. What is that? What is this? Starting time string? What? Oh, I see. This was the target. I should just call this target time string. Give you a set of random modifiers. Yeah, maybe I should try it at some point. I think what I'd probably have wanted, like if that mode is fun, I'd probably just want to generate a new one for me. Does it let you do that? Or do you have to wait till the next day and then everyone gets the same one? Because it'd be fun to have like zany rules. In fact, I feel like a lot of Blizzard games kind of did this, where they had a base game and it was balanced, or like balanced enough, and they had some like zany mode where you just went all out in some way. And the thing I'm thinking of is in StarCraft 2, there was the co-op mode where you got these commanders and you could really sort of break the game in certain ways, but then they balanced it for the game being broken. It's not just Blizzard games that do this. And in fact, I don't even know how many Blizzard games do it. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of a fun thing. Did someone say StarCraft 2? One per day. Not sure if there's a custom mode, maybe through mods. Yeah, I installed one mod, which is make the animations faster. So I was like, if I'm going to be losing over and over, I might as well lose over and over faster than I normally would. All right, so where else do we do this? Because we have this here. Treasure opening. Format time, minutes, seconds. Okay, you know what? This is the only one that could actually be hours. So maybe we'll just... We could say hours, minutes, seconds, and only use the hours if they're actually needed. Or, you know what? I'll just make a new function. I guess we get to decide afterward. All right, so int num hours equals what? This divided by 3600? Yeah. We could just add this as a clause over here. Yeah. Fine, let's do that. Let's see how it looks at least. And then just delete this. Yeah, let's try. Oh, wait. Yeah, that'll work. The mod adds a bunch of new classes is pretty fun. Is this a paid mod? It isn't. What? Really? A free complete expansion for Slay the Spire made by the modding community features one brand new normal character plus a new mode with 7 fully complete new characters. Dare I even look at more of this? I don't think I should. I think I should just try this out today. Cool. Yeah, I did not know about that. Try this. Huh. Should be interesting. Throw the time span in that format and just read hours, minutes, seconds, I think. Yeah, we probably should do that eventually. For now, I'm not worrying about it, but even in the future when we localize these things, we're probably going to want to do that. All right, so now it says 2 hours, 0 minutes, 54 seconds. Okay, so let's try something here. Let's go to challenge mode details where we have the elapsed time. And let's set this to just under an hour. So 59 minutes times 60 seconds plus 50 seconds. So in 10 seconds, it'll go from just representing minutes to representing hours. All right, so here we go. 59 minutes, 53 seconds. When this hits an hour, it should say 1H and then something. I'll just take a picture of it. All right, so that's what that looks like. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. And the odds of you actually ever seeing this are pretty slim. It's just if you don't care about the time. Because our target for almost all of these is going to be 45 minutes or less. So this means you need to go 15 minutes beyond the target. And at that point, are you even looking at the time? Like, you probably decided you don't care about this or you're having fun. So, yeah, I think this is good. All right, let's delete that. So we're showing hours now. So the timer now counts up. That on its own is not too crazy, I guess. Oh, also that function should be renamed, right? Time functions, where is it? Time, minutes, seconds. Yeah, this should be format time HMS. HMS equals hours, minutes, and seconds. Note that each component only shows if needed. So a time of 45 will render as 45 seconds. Okay. Keyboard light show. Dead robot. I really got to fix the right half of this keyboard because you can see with the left half it's working great. And I even had the colors change. So right now they're purple, but they're going to slowly get more and more pink and then more and more red. And it's just fun to look at. But yeah, the right half of the keyboard doesn't work that way. Huh. You can type stars by just typing this. Yeah, at some point it'll get red. What if I turn caps lock on? No, it doesn't do anything special. It used to. All right, I will check this in. Let's look it over. So we have this stuff. We are not using pretty much any of it. And then I have a bunch of commented out code now. And we should probably check regular mode and make sure that's working. Yeah, there's nothing funky about that right now. So change this code. This is the showed 10-minute warning stuff. Prevent losing, notifications, search for this. Yeah, it's just commented out for now. The rest of this looks pretty good. Make time count up in challenge mode. It used to count down because you could lose, but now we're making the timer mostly ignorable. Is that one of those Logitech ones? It was fun. The games had an integration. Oh, neat. Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite integrations with lights was something that I made for cheering on Twitch. Each bit icon, like 100 bits, if you typed cheer 100, it's purple. And it would make my lights flash purple. And what was kind of interesting is if I saw my lights flash red, I'm like, I just got a lot of money. But then when I started using a green screen, I couldn't really change the lights anymore. All right, prevent losing. It's maybe not worth taking it out of the game completely since the highest level challenges could use it, but I think we should gut it for now so I don't have plans for it yet. Does that still work? No, I turned that off. I probably have the code somewhere, but yeah, I got rid of that. Way back in the day. So if you looked at like, what is it? If you look at these VODs. So here was day 2 of me streaming. I don't think I have day 1 anymore. But you can see I'm in a different place. There are lights in the background there. I'm not using a green screen. Viewers could control these lights. And this is like back in the day when no one else is doing that. Should wire to the keyboard now. That'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be very hard to do because I'm incredibly limited on space on these microcontrollers. Did you take over the lights for 30 seconds? Yeah. Yeah. And then for one April Fool's, I made it so that people could control my text editor and change the font and change the background colors and stuff. That was super annoying. But it was just for April Fool's Day. Definitely did not enjoy that myself. Back in my day, I made pecan sandies and handed them out to everyone in the neighborhood. So yeah, this is a question. Can I type question? Do we got this? Is there a challenge where you should be able to lose? I don't think so. I don't see why. If you can lose, we could just make it so that you don't get credit, but the game shouldn't just end. Yeah, I don't see why the game should just end on you. Just needs to receive a signal. Logic can be a program in the computer. Yeah, but the receiving a signal part, I guess I need to gut all of the LED code I have right now. Then I'd probably have space for it. But otherwise, I have like 100 bytes free on the microcontrollers. So there's probably not enough space to even write a signal handling thing in there. Wing dings. Imagine if I just got really good at it and I'm like, I don't see what the problem is, guys. You're the ones who can't read this. Maybe not worth taking it out of the game completely. It's maybe the highest level challenges. No, I think we should gut this. So what does it mean to gut losing? There's game ended. End game. Did win. So there's only winning now. So end game is just ending the game. There's no concept of did win. So we delete this. We say ended in win. It's really just ended, right? This doesn't even exist. It's just ongoing or ended. Yeah. One day I'll learn wingdings. It can't be that hard to learn, right? All the symbols are unique, aren't they? Yeah. Wait. So this is the alphabet, right? And then these are the numbers, I'm guessing. Okay, some would be a little bit tough maybe to discern at a glance. Like the papers. But I guess it's not too different from the letters you normally see. Oh, here we go. Or maybe here we go. Okay, this doesn't really render properly. But yeah. Yeah, the clocks would be tough. I never understood why they invented it. It's probably on that wiki page. I don't actually know the reason. All right, so end game, we just set this to ended. If did win, reached money goal, or time ran out. So there's no concept of time ran out anymore. What uses that? Show lose screen. We don't even have a lose screen. Hey, Paratroid. It was all we had before emojis. Yeah. All right, show end screen, did win. Yeah, we're not going to do this anymore, right? So this is just going to be show end screen. And we take in the challenge mode objective details. What do we do with this? Show end screen, yeah. Did win, doesn't matter. Delete this. Delete this, I guess. This is going to need to get renamed. Challenge mode win screen shouldn't exist. It should just be the end screen. It should just be the end screen. We should collapse the scene hierarchy. God, I don't want to do that. We should collapse the scene hierarchy so that we don't even have the lose screen. And an abstract base class. All right, the rest of that's fine. Time ran out isn't needed. Did win isn't a thing. Reached money goal. I guess that's true. You've already won. Okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, let's go try it. I haven't gutted everything yet. And technically we didn't need to do any of this. If there's no way to lose. So we could have just kept all the losing code there. I just don't like doing that. I don't like having dead code in the code base. All right, so if I click this, free play, you've already won. This stuff's going to have to change a little bit probably. You can continue playing, but there won't be another objective. When you're finished playing, you'll have to quit to the title screen through the main menu. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I want to change that so that it's a timer. I want you to still know how long you've been playing for, maybe? No, but you've already won. What does that matter? It might be nice to see again. Maybe you could click this and show the end screen again. No, I don't think that's important. I think I wanted to still show the timer. Prevent losing. Yeah, so we now got to go gut all these other things. Challenge mode end screen. Okay, so what is even different? Challenge mode win screen says business succeeded. And what is challenge mode lose screen? It says business failed. This plays defeated elite. This plays lost battle. What is lost battle? Because I guess that's going to get deleted too, right? Nothing else plays this? Oh, no, that plays it too. Okay, so then we're not deleting this. We're just deleting this thing. So business succeeded, set title. The end screen is going to do this itself. Oh, isn't this fun? All right, where does this happen? In ready? At that point, there's no reason to even make this parameterized. We could just, instead of title, we could just write business succeeded. Business succeeded. And there's an exclamation mark? Yeah. And this had the font size stuff? It does. So we could delete that too if we wanted to. All right. Now, isn't there something else that shows up? Oh, the windscreen has something special in it. It's got a note about this bit here. Eventually, this will unlock the next difficulty level, but for now, it doesn't do anything. And then there's a margin container. And what, the lose screen doesn't do this stuff? The lose screen doesn't do anything. No. Okay, so then we're making this the default. So where's the windscreen? Whoop. Windscreen. Here. This goes just beneath title text. Done. Yeah, so this is just a placeholder string. So I don't really care how it looks, because we're going to probably not even show this before people get to play it. Is it Monday already? Hey, Smurf. Happy Monday. I just wanted to stream. Actually, this is pretty chill. I think not having the lights on helps. Okay, so now how do we do this next bit? Challenge mode end screen. Scene paths, windscreen. This is just going to be changed to end. That gets deleted. That's going to cause a bug over... I don't know where. Let's just search for windscreen. Here. So this is now end. Those scripts aren't needed. So we reveal this, delete both of those, delete both of those, and then delete the scenes. An incoming node's name clashes. Yeah, I don't care. I want to delete this. This and this. Delete. All right, now close these things and don't save. And then try running it. It's working, apparently. Let's try winning. No, that's broken now. Why is that broken? Because it's abstract. Cannot open file, challenge mode, windscreen. Why is it trying to load that? Challenge end screen. Doesn't have a script. Why did it even need a script? Open anyway. It's this that should have an end screen script. Why was it trying to load that? Huh, let's try that out. Hey, nice. No bugs? No bugs. All right, so does that look fine? Business succeeded. Eventually this will unlock the next difficulty level. Continue playing. Go to title screen. Did both of these work? That one does. What about the other one? Yep. And then you have to manually go to the title screen after that. Anything else on this that looks like it needs editing? No, that's pretty much fine. Okay, so that's done. That's done. That's done. And here's all the dead code we deleted. This should be uncontroversial. Oh, there doesn't need to be a set title function now. Endscreen.cs set title. Nothing calls this. Well, technically this calls it, but there's no reason for it to do that. Yeah. All right. And then what about these other things that are here? On continue press. That's fine. Hey, free code, welcome in. And start click protection timer. This is done immediately. Yeah, okay. All this is looking pretty nice. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Yeah, that's good. This is good. A lot of deletions here. Show end screen. That's all we have. And that's what, reached money goal? Yeah. So you can only win. There's no losing. Or not explicitly, at least. Now, I did say this. Okay, so there's going to be gold, silver, and bronze medals. And it's based on your time for the challenge. So if you have 45 minutes as your time, then you're going to get gold at whatever it was, 37 minutes, and silver at, I'm making up numbers here now. I don't remember what those are supposed to be, but those are the rough numbers. And then bronze at 45, of course. And then anything after 45 minutes is no medal. And the only thing medals are needed for is advancing to the next level. So you can take 5 hours and you'll still win. Or, yeah, well, you know, quote unquote win. You won't get a medal. You'll still win and you'll still get some meta experience points, but you won't be able to unlock the next difficulty level. And all that means is that this button is going to be disabled until you finally do get a medal. So when you do get that medal, you'll click this and you'll go up to a higher difficulty level, and then so on and so forth until you hit a level you can't beat. And then maybe you're stuck on this level for a little bit. And as you're beating this level without completing it in the right time, your perk points will be going up. So you'll eventually get more and more meta perks and you'll eventually be able to win. And that's how we're making this much more casual. Here I was with all these plans. You don't just take your phone and go do the plans anyway. I was going to say, whenever I have to do chores or something, it's actually nice to have another voice talking in the background. Ideally, something I can just listen to. I got to figure out my library card situation because I want to get audiobooks again. Your problem is having plans. Kevin's one step ahead of the pack. Get rid of losing challenge mode. Now that we're allowing for ignoring the timers, there's no need for the you lost screen. Doesn't it technically mean that every business has been validated? Maybe we need to rethink that. So it won't say something like try again to get a medal. That's going to be implied. And I got to write something like that down here. Where is this? Change winning screen to show reputation, show medal calculation. If you got at least bronze, it should probably say that the next difficulty level is unlocked, assuming you weren't already at level 20. Yeah, getting a library card is easy, and I have one. I just don't remember my password, apparently. And I don't know how that's possible, because I'm pretty sure I know what my password is. Okay, so the losing stuff is gone. Well, what did I say about this? Oh yeah, the whole bone system was business optimization via new expansions. So maybe something like business succeeded versus business optimized is what prints out at the end. Hey, Akmice. And hey, Tomahawk. I just say Tomahawk from now on. Haven't seen you for a long time. What was your name before? Because I see this account was created. Or, oh, do you just mean you've been following since January and haven't seen me in a while? Because I've been streaming pretty consistently. Working on a weekend. Hey, Hepta. Yeah, I was working yesterday and I figured I'd just stream today. Anyway, I'm not sure if we need to do something about this. So I'll just write this in the cleanup section for now. The whole point of the bone system is that it's business optimization via new expansions. So if the end screen always says that you succeeded, then maybe we need a business optimized message for when you get a medal. That way it plays into what little lore there is. We don't need to think about that for right now. The next thing I wanted to do was this. The free play label may have to change. I think I still wanted to show the timer. Okay, let's just click this and then click over here. All right, so here's what it says. Free play, you've already won. And on its own, I think that's okay. I just wonder if we should show you the time. Let's take a screenshot of this. So that's when you've already won. When you haven't won, it shows like this. So what if we put time elapsed and then in parentheses beneath it, you've already won? I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, how do we still show the time but indicate that you've won? Maybe we do nothing? You would know that you've won because you would have seen the you won screen. Is this the sign-in through Libby? Yeah. Try logging in. I'll write this down too. Maybe it'll unlock another Slay the Spire character. Yeah, I wanted to give Game of Thrones another shot. The books. I read 3 of them, and then the problem, it's the same problem. Game of Thrones has the same problem that Zelda has. Which is if you take a long enough break in between consuming the content that you like completely forget what's going on. So I was reading Game of Thrones maybe like once every month toward the end, and I was like, I cannot remember these characters. And the same thing happened with Majora's Mask. I was playing that only when I was traveling, so it was like once per year. And I'd pick up the game after not playing it for a year, and I'm like, what is going on? What was I doing? What was I supposed to do? Whereas if you're playing like Tetris or something, any amount of time can pass in between two sessions of Tetris, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I know what's going on. You don't ever forget how to play. So yeah, I wanted to try it again, but I need to get through those 3 books again to remember what's happening. And probably I'd hit the same problem I hit the first time around. But aren't there 5 books or something? Number of Game of Thrones books. 5 novels, yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious what those other 2 have in them. 8, okay. Playing after 1 year, not remembering. It's not a thing specific to Zelda. Yeah. It's not specific to Zelda. It's not specific to Game of Thrones. But there are some books and some video games where it doesn't really hamper your enjoyment of it. Like if you're reading a murder mystery or something, or I guess a series, maybe within one murder mystery you might have a problem. But like Game of Thrones heavily builds on one storyline, one cohesive world. So if you read book 1 and then wait and then try to read book 2, it's tough. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna delete the free play thing. I don't think it needs to show at all. What if we get rid of this? Does this even get updated anymore? If the game ended, then we don't update it. And that's all that's happening. So what if we put this up here? Any month now. Any century now. Mr. Martin is going to make himself immortal and release it 1 book every like normal human lifetime, every like 90 years. That way no one can enjoy all the books. Okay, so this is still just going to keep counting up. It does capture here how long you took to win, and we could modify the tooltip saying you won in X amount of time. No, you know what? What if we just stopped this from going up? So time elapsed gets frozen, and we just don't show a different string there. I guess we could put in parentheses, you already won. So here it's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I click this and now it stops going up. It's going to always be stuck at 3 seconds. Yeah, maybe we just append plus equal font size equals 12. You've already won. Font size, front size. All right, there. Has already, just waiting to pass. I wonder what my motivation would be. Like I always kind of think about this, and I see this happen with comedians a lot where they're really funny and then they get to a level of popularity or fame where they sort of drop off a bit. And at some point you really got to like the lifestyle, right? You're traveling a lot. You're, I don't know, coming up with new routines, you're testing them out. At some point maybe you just tire of that and you're like, whatever, I made a bunch of money, I'm going to be done. So George R. R. Martin has to have like a boatload of money, right? You can never really trust these results, but this says $120 million. I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that he has more than $10 million, for example. And that means that, yep, he'll be fine the rest of his life. He's also, I mean, somewhat up there in age, right? Yeah, 76. So yeah, more than enough. And at that point, it's like, okay, money is almost certainly not a motivator. If you have $100 million and you're like, should I publish another book? It's not going to be for the money, I think. So like, how do you convince yourself that it's worth doing, that when you're 76 years old, you want to work on a book that people are going to probably rip to shreds if you do anything wrong? So yeah, I don't know. I'd probably not be super motivated, or I'd want to like lean on a bunch of experts or something. All right, so I put this in. We did not test this though. Apparently that's not a rich text label. Town menu. No, it's challenge mode details. Time. What is this? Rich text label. Let's just make it BB code enabled. Oh, we need a space. I don't think there's any font size we can do for this that's not going to make it jut out of the screen. But again, this is kind of placeholder. It's just for the people who end up continuing. Yeah, that's decent. Yeah. Okay, sure. So BB code enabled on this thing, and we just change the text. Change free play label. We just freeze the timer. Since, well, I don't know. Do we have a check mark on the font? I don't recall. But honestly, I'm not even sure I like this. I don't think I like either of these things. I think what I want is for the time elapsed to keep counting up. Let's just leave it at this for now. So we're showing how long it took you to win. Maybe we should just change the text to say time taken instead of time elapsed. Okay, I kind of like that better. Yeah. Yeah. I like that better. Because then we don't need to say you've already won. So where's time elapsed here? Time elapsed is this, and then format time in seconds. Why do we do math.max? We don't need this anymore. It's guaranteed to at least be 0. Yeah. Okay. This should do it. So now it says time elapsed. You win. It says time taken. Cool. I like that. Oh, whoops. Which, oh man, hang on a second. I don't need to make that BB code anymore, do I? Undo last commit. We don't need this in here. Minus and revert. All right, notifications about having money left should probably be removed, or maybe this should get replaced with if you want a gold medal, you have 5 minutes to earn that amount of money. So right now, there are no notifications anymore. But the way it used to work is that we would tell you at 10 minutes left and at 5 minutes left how much gold you had to earn. I still want this general idea for those who care about the time remaining, or the time target, the target times. So maybe what we do, we need to tell you for bronze for sure. Like, if you want to earn at least a bronze medal, you have 10 minutes left. And then if you want to earn this, you have 5 minutes left. I think that would be good. The problem is that 10 minutes might actually put you still into like gold territory here, right? Where are those numbers? Yeah, so here are the different things that we have. Let's copy this as markdown. That way it actually pastes correctly. It didn't paste correctly. Yeah, it's weird how that happens. All right, so here are the numbers. So when you have a 35-minute game, it would actually tell you at 25 minutes, if you want to earn at least a bronze medal, you have 10 minutes remaining. I guess that's technically true. Yeah, I guess that's technically true. Okay, so how do we want to do this then? So bronze target time. If time remaining is less than 10 minutes and you haven't showed the 10-minute warning, then show it. If it's less than 5 minutes and you haven't showed the 5-minute warning, then show it. Does time remaining exist somewhere? Did I cut all this out? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. There's no end game false, that's all. Oh my god, come on. There we go. All right, now we just got to change this. What is this problem? Variable time remaining should only begin with a lowercase letter. Yep. Sure. You have X minutes left to earn this much gold if you want a medal. No. Maybe to get a medal? To obtain a medal? To achieve a medal? I don't want to use earn twice. You have 10 minutes left to earn X gold. Yeah, how about if you want a medal? Yeah, it makes it clear it's conditional, I suppose. Okay, now let's start your time elapsed at 34 plus 50. So in 10 seconds, it should say how long it's gonna, it should say 10 minutes left for you to get, I guess, 5,000 gold. So we just wait here for 10 seconds. I probably should have made it like 3 seconds. You have 10 minutes left to earn 5,000 gold if you want a medal. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, and then the same thing happens at 5 minutes, so that's going to be there, and let's set this to 57 so we don't have to wait as long. And then this one's going to be in red because it's got slightly more urgency. You have 5 minutes left to earn 5,000 gold if you want a medal. Neat. All right, cool. Add notifications back in for getting medals. Okay. Change the winning screen to show your reputation calculation. 5,000 gold earned times time bonus times whatever. How many perk points, how many points it got you, and what your current total is. It can be based on time taking, gold objective, and difficulty level. Maybe we render it like this, perk points earned. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. We got to find a way to put it into this screen. But this is a grid container. These are just labels. So I guess. Oh, that says medium. This is going to say level something, right? This is besides the point. I didn't mean to do that. Level dot one. Level dot one there. Okay. Yeah, so what we probably want to do is copy these things and say testeroni and testeroni 2. And then it's going to say something like perk points earned. And then this is going to be a rich text label. So change type to rich text label. And we're probably going to bork this whole thing by doing this. But let's try this out anyway. UL test, 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 UL. It's not bad. We can expand this and then set this to top. Why is that not working? Huh. That's strange. You can't make this take up the full space? Is it because of this? I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe that's how grids work. Like this doesn't have a concept of how big the well, let's just change the type of this to a rich text label. Maybe that somehow matters. Big content. No, that does not help. Off. This doesn't matter. None of this matters. Yeah, I don't think we can do this. This is set to shrink center. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize you could have expand set and this thing set to shrink center. Okay, so then this can probably be just a regular label again, right? Yeah, it can. Okay, cool. So here's what I was thinking. We would say something like this. Perk points earned 3. And then like a breakdown. Looks like trash. Can we not word wrap this? Yeah. Yeah, so then we do something like this and just paste that here. Say gold. I don't like that. Maybe we change this to just perk points. Points earned 3. Okay. This looks not great. And I guess we would move all of this stuff up anyway so that it's showing right there because it's based on all the stuff you got above. So time multiplier. Maybe we don't put this in the table here. Could we have this span 2 different things? You probably can't do that. Godot grid container span. Spanning cell container where a cell should span multiple columns and rows through setting the cell span and row span. Well, really? Spanning. Wait. That's not a thing. This is someone else made this? Okay, I see. Someone else made this. Seems like an add-on, yeah. Grid container. They don't have a concept of spanning. All right. Because I was thinking if we put all this in one spot, but it would ruin the grid aspect of this. Maybe we call this perk point breakdown. Points earned 3. Again, this just needs to be good enough for now. So possibly what we have is already fine. Points earned 3. Maybe we put that at the bottom. Objective score 50. This is how much money you would have had divided by 1,000. Alternatively, what we could do, okay, I hadn't thought about this. We could just say perk points earned and then have it say the number and then say hover for details. Is that doable? Do we have a tooltip here? We don't, but we could just add one, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably better than all this trash that I have here. Oh, hang on, my phone is on. What is that? Okay, not important for right now. Yeah, I think I like the hover for details a little bit more. This isn't bad. Maybe I should take a picture of this. It probably does look better if I just do perk points earned 3, hover for details, hover for breakdown. And maybe make this wrap. Oh, not like that. Yuck. I think I just want to make the grid container a little bit bigger than this. What is it right now? I'd love to see current size. There it is, 236. So if we set this to like 300. Why is that still weird? What is going on? What is going on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. Maybe yeah, maybe something like that. And then when you hover over this, we can show you whatever details we want. So I guess let's go try that out. Instantiate a tooltip on parent. And then we need to go set this thing. Have one table for the run stats and a separate UI. Could be another grid on the side for what you earned. I think I want to just get this thing working and we can make it look nice later. Because maybe ideally what we want is for there to be like a reputation bar that keeps filling up a bunch of times and keeps giving you more points. And we'd add some juice to this. Yeah. Anyway, let's try this for now. So testeroni tooltip. And this is in challenge end screen. Do we have a tooltip in here? We probably had no need for it. Oh, we do. Right there. Wow, look at that. All right, so we just testeroni tooltip. And that's it. So now hovering over that section should show us the breakdown, which is going to be just placeholder text for right now. Oh, nice. We have the same tooltip on both of these things. I think calling it perk points is probably a mistake, though. Because, yeah, on the title screen, that's the only kind of point you have. So it's not as confusing. But when you're in the run, it's maybe a little confusing. Maybe we should call it bone points. Yeah, whatever. Okay, hover for breakdown. So we'd have to get that breakdown working. And how is that screenshot that I had here? Objective score, time multiplier, difficulty multiplier, total reputation. I think you'd probably want to know how you even earned this objective score. Because for that, what I was thinking is this is gold divided by 100. This is some static. Oh, maybe we could do metal earned and then like metal multiplier. This is some static multiplier per metal. Then difficulty multiplier. This is some static multiplier per difficulty. And then we just multiply them all together. And then perk points is just reputation. Total reputation earned or reputation earned. Get 1 perk point every 100 rep. The rep cost to get a perk point should go up. The cost of perks can just rise. No need to make both things rise. Yeah, I think let's X out of that. Okay, I think I'm gonna get going actually. I just wanted to stream for a little bit. I know this seems like an abrupt stopping, but it was kind of an abrupt starting anyway. So let's fill out the journal here. Did some Sunday coding just to move challenge mode slightly further. Yeah. All right. Well, this was interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be back online tomorrow and I'll probably work on a little bit more of this. Like I want to finish this thing up at least. So then, oh, that's pretty much it for this section. Then we're on getting tips to work, adding content, and being able to save. Saving, I think I want to work on like Wednesday. So maybe we just spend Monday making content. I'm not even certain it's going to, well, it might take a while to come up with ideas. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.